Hello again. We're back at ConnectEd. I'm going to show you how to add students to your classroom account. On my last screencast, we went through the steps of adding all the content and logging in. And I briefly showed you, if you click on the Wonders book of your Teacher's Edition, how it'll ask you to set up your first class, set up your calendar, and all of that. So that was at the end of my last screencast. So now I'm in. Every time I click on my Teacher's Edition, I'm in my Wonders portal. So the first thing we're going to do is we need to add our students into our account. So where we're going to go is we're going to go to Manage and Assign. So I'm going to click on Manage and Assign. And there are no assignments, nothing found, but I want to go to Classroom Details. So Classroom Details, right here, it has my class name and my grade level. I'm going to show you two different ways of signing in. For older grade kids, we can have them sign in the customary way using their username and password. So I'm going to show you that first. Then I'm going to show you if we decide to use a simplified password. So especially for our younger kids, K3, it might be easier for them, or even K2, where they sign in just by clicking on pictures, which makes it a lot easier than having to type in numbers on a keyboard. So what we're going to do first is the long way using usernames and passwords. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here. I can either create a group. So if I want to put my students into classroom groups, either based on reading level, EL level, any of that, I can also just click to add students. So instead of creating groups, I'm just going to add all my students. So what you want to do is you want to click on Add Students, and you want to select from all classes and all content. What you want to do is you just want to click on your grade level. So for example, here I'm in second grade, so I'll click on grade 2, click Search. Now you can click on and search one by one by your students. I can also sort in different ways as well. So if I click second, this is actually all second graders in the entire district. So what you're going to want to do is where it says last name, click on the little arrows next to it. Then it'll sort by last name. You don't want to sort by first name. It's easier to sort by last name. And you'll go through and find all of your students. If there's a duplicate, double check that this is their correct Google username and the Think Central username. So if you have two students with the same name, you want to make sure that you are choosing the correct one, which will be very rare. So I'm just going to click a bunch of kids because I'm just doing this right now for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to click on a few students. Let me get someone from down here. And then I'm going to click Save. And all those students are going to be immediately added to my class. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look here. I can actually go through. If you've tested your students and you kind of know their levels, if they're approaching on or beyond grade level, you can click that and give them a customized level. You can also click if they're emerging, expanding, or bridging in English as an EL student. I can also go over here to remove students. I can also go over here to view their passwords. So if I click here to view passwords, it'll tell me their password. This student I know is from Marengo because it made me put a number with their password. So this is just her password, small earwig. And since she's at Marengo, I put a 2 in front of it. For AV, I put a 1, 2 for Marengo, and a 3 for Monterey Hills. I'll put that in my directions as well. So I can see that this is her username and password. I can print a password card for her as well. I'm going to close that out. Another thing I can do is I can print all passwords. I click this print passwords and I will get an Excel spreadsheet that I can open up. And on the Excel spreadsheet, it will have my students listed, their usernames and their passwords and their grades. So that's a great way for you to have that as well. I can go one by one and also get those cards for them printed out. This is for a regular login. Then they would go to the ConnectEd McGraw-Hill login, which is also on the Elementary Lab Weebly site. And they would go in there and log in using their username and password, and they'd be in with their content. Now, the other way to do it that I told you about for, especially for our younger kids, is let's edit my class and let's use a simplified login. Now, in my last screencast, I clicked on that as well. Let me click on simplified login and I get a picture for my class. I can change that picture. Here's a feather. I kind of like the little robot guy. I'm going to click OK. Now I have a purple robot. Click Save for my class. Now, this way, you would actually get a specific URL just for your class. So here is my specific URL just for David Speck's class. I can then look at my students. Let's look at Claire Jin and view her password. Her password is now a simplified password. Instead of remembering a huge long password, she'll find her little penguin with Claire Jin, and she is 5 banana star. So let's remember that, 5 banana star. I can also print her a password card that if I click on that and I open that up, the password card has my class name on it, and it has her little password, 5 banana star, and it also gives her the website to go to. So now they couldn't go on the Elementary Weebly site and click. You would actually have to have them go on, type this in the first time, type it in for them, and bookmark it somewhere so that they can log in. So that's the only piece of it, is having to bookmark all of these classes. So I'm going to exit out of that. So 5 banana star. So let's try this out. So here is my site. I'm going to copy. I'm going to go open a new tab, and I'm going to paste in my site. So now here's ConnectEd, and here's David Speck's class. Claire is going to click on her little penguin, and she is 5 banana star, and she's going to log in, and now she is all set. But is she? No, she's not. If you see this screen, that means that they do not have any content yet, meaning that we have not given them their student edition. So I'm going to show you now how to make sure that all the students in your class have their student book that they can click on and log into. I'm going to exit out of here. I'm going to come back to my Reading Wonders. So once I've added all my kids in, decided if I want a simple login or if I want a username and password login, then I'm going to go all the way up to the top and click on ConnectEd to go back to my main screen. Now, oops, I am in here as Claire Jin. So let me log out. I'm going to pause my screencast. I'll be back with you very shortly. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm going to click up here, like I said, on ConnectEd, and it'll take me back to my home screen. I apologize, I was logged in as that student that we just tested out. So now I'm back here, and I have my Teacher's Edition content and my Student Edition. So now I've added my kids into my class. I now want to manage the content and assign the content for my kids. So if I click here to assign content, what I want to do is I want to assign both of these to all the kids in my class. So I'm going to click on both of those. This prevents the kids from having to do this. I'm going to click Next. And here are all my kids in my class. I'm going to select all my students, click Next. And then I'm going to click Assign. And all of the students will be assigned. It was redeemed successfully. So all the kids in my class have been assigned the content. So now when the students log in, whether it's going to your own site with a simplified, which is great for the younger kids, or they're just typing in their Google username and passwords, at least now when they get there, they will have the content. If you do not go here and click assign content and give those to the kids, then those student editions are not going to show up on their screen. We only have enough student editions for the amount of kids that are enrolled in our pilot classes. So like I said, do not share this with other kids. Do not share this with anyone else, only for the students in your class. So this is David signing out. I hope you've enjoyed this screencast, and I hope you've enjoyed my little friend sitting on my shoulder here, and I will talk to you later. All right, have a spectacular day. Goodbye.